Hi, I am Karthik Rannan. I am the president of the Wall Street Club of BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives while they try to navigate the world of finance. I am happy that we will be able to close this workshop successfully on a very good note.
Hi, I am Raghunendra Singh and I am the Technical Director of the Wall Street Club at BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. It was a great amazing conducting this workshop with XLR. The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets, which was very helpful for the people who are interested in the field of finance, business or analytics in general. Thank you.
I attended a workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me. So I would absolutely love it if XLR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
The journey was great. Initially, I thought that I was not proficient enough in Excel, but later I came to know there was no prerequisites for it, and then I applied for it, and it was a great course, and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
Good evening, myself Kavya Ganatra. I am from Computer Science Association. I was the POC for this ML workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with XLR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our Technical Fest Atmos, and I thank XLR for being a part of it. Thank you.
Hi guys, good afternoon everyone. So we'll start the session in couple of minutes. So I request everyone to join in fast. So my dear professors, colleagues, mentors, who are not joined in, please join in fast. So today's topic mainly focused on the agenda for the practical implementation. So we're going to start with the LangChain. We'll try to test today, guys, Google's API, Gemini large language model. And if possible, we'll try to talk about BARD as well. Not BARD actually, DALI, or maybe for the open language model, we'll try to talk about the LLMA too. Okay. So, and now we also try to build one kind of a question answer chatbot using the open AIs. So I request everyone to join in fast, guys. We have just reached 1:30. So please inform your friends, colleagues, and professors. Please join in fast so we can start the session at earliest. Hello everyone, welcome back to day 5. Hope you guys have enjoyed till now all the sessions. So guys, just give me quick confirmation that you are able to see my screen and you are able to hear me properly. So we can start the day. Today's topic going to be very exciting, guys. So you already know the agenda I have written here. Hope you guys will enjoy this. Alright guys, a couple of confirmation from the participant side, so we can start. So please let me know if you are able to hear me properly. You can see my presentation and we can get started then. Okay, Vijaya ma'am, thank you. A couple of more confirmation guys and we can get started. All right. So whoso are not joined in guys, I request everyone to join in fast. So please inform your friends, colleagues, and fellow professors to join in. So I don't want anyone to miss the session. We're going to start directly with the practical implementation. So we'll talk about guys LangChain and we'll test guess what today's main focus will be guys the Google Gemini. So yesterday I came across this API Google Gemini. It's an awesome API. So what we'll try to do is we'll try to do a live testing of this Google Gemini API. So it is a very famous model which has been brought up by the Google this month only. So you guys are already aware. So we'll try to take that large language model and we'll try to use some use cases like text generation. We'll try to pass some images. We'll try to generate a narration around it, or we'll try to generate some kind of a blog by using the picture. So, and we'll try to test this large language model, Google Gemini. Okay. So I'm sure you guys will love to do this. All right, guys. So I request once again everyone to come join in fast so we can start the session. Let me check whoever has joined in now. All right, guys. So without wasting the time, let's get started then. So let me move to the LangChain. So guys, we understood yesterday the entire training, how it is getting done, what is vector database, what is the entire RAGs concept. So retrieval augmented generation. All right. So we were able to understand how you can perform an evaluation of your large language model. Hi Irshad, good afternoon, guys. Once again, who are joined in recently. So guys, we were able to understand what is the human feedback reinforcement learning. We were able to understand this PPO, and we were able to understand how this constitutional AI is also tied to perform a self-supervision along with this model, right? And then the last concept which we spoke about is retrieval augment generation and the chain of the thoughts and how the program-ended language can be done. All right. So guys, let's get started without wasting much of the time. I know eagerly you guys are waiting to understand how we can implement this OpenAI with the LangChain. So guys, let's try to understand first. If you want to create any application, okay? If you want to create any option, yeah, practical. I will explain the code only, guys. Explain the code, and I'll try to execute some code as well with you. So the only problem is to execute the code is like we require API key. So that's why I'm not going to execute live, but whatever execution I've done, I'll try to showcase you, right? So you'll get entire code as well. So guys, first thing we're going to understand is the LangChain. So LangChain, guys, is a framework, all right? So it is the framework which will help us to connect to the different kind of a large language models and help us to perform a building the application, right? So this is what is called as LangChain. LangChain now it is an open source framework, okay? So what is the beauty of the LangChain is that it has different services available. You can use this LangChain to connect the different large language models, so let it be open source or paid source. Kind of a model like GPT-4, GPT 3.5, or the models which are available on the Hugging Face, right? So whatever the models are available on the Hugging Face or whatever model like Google Gemini API, also you can connect here. So whatever or kind of a model, Llama 2 is been introduced. So that kind of a model we'll try to understand today. We'll try to understand how we can connect. I know if the time permits, I will go to the Llama 2 because I have an entire use case ready with me where we can download directly Llama model, guys. It is free. It is a free model which was introduced by the Meta, and it is size, you won't believe, it is around 80 GB. 80 GB of the memory it will occupy, right? So it is also trained on around 70 plus billion parameters. So I'll talk about it, guys. So let's try to understand this one first. So today's first we'll try to understand the implementation using the LangChain. And what is LangChain? It is nothing but a framework, guys, which will allow to connect to the different large language model. And especially this framework is available in the Python, in the JavaScript, especially the TypeScript. Okay, transcript or TypeScript they call it as. So today we try to understand the implementation using the Python. So Python framework for the LangChain. All right. So now I guess you guys are know what is LangChain, right? And now let's take this example that how this LangChain will come into the picture. So let's imagine that if you are trying to build an application, right? So that application which we trying to build up upon, let's imagine you're trying to build a personal assistant, just like the question answering kind of a bot. And this personal assistant could be useful in any direction or any kind of use cases could be possible. Let's imagine that you are going to use this personal assistant to understand your tax filing, or it is helping you to perform the learning as well. Learning in the case, if you want to learn a generative AI, let's imagine this way. So you can talk to your personal agent and he will be able to help you to understand the complex topic. He will be able to suggest you the sites. He'll be able to suggest the materials. He will be able to even make a walkthrough for the code, and he will try to explain you the code as well, right? So that kind of a things, if you're trying to perform learning, let it be a tax filing kind of a things, or let it be a kind of a email assistant. If you are trying to create one kind of a personal email assistant, where it will be able to read your emails, it will be able to give you a summary, and it will be able to send the email as well according to your context. Okay, or could be you want to book a flight, you want to create, or let's imagine you want to create an application just like the GitHub Copilot, right, or a Microsoft Copilot kind of application, where it will be able to generate a code based on the prompt you are providing, right? So code generator. So it will be able to write a code on your behalf in the Python, or let it be Java or some other programming language, right? So that kind of application, if you are trying to build upon, let's imagine, okay. So at that time, what will happen? You guys already know that ChatGPT is a very huge model, and it is almost able to. It has the capability to even give an answer to a vast variety of the domain, right? So it's a general knowledge is very strong. So that is a huge model, right? So if you ask any question to this model, and it will be able to give you answer accordingly, right, pertaining to that domain. Now, what is the issue with here? Like, let's try to understand that whatever the personal assistant question answer personal assistant you are trying to build, obviously you can pass that prompt or question to this chat GPT kind of a model, or GPT-4 kind of a model, or 3.5 kind of a model, which is provided by the OpenAI. And you can pass that query to it directly, and you will be able to get an entire answer for that question, right? But now let's imagine, like we spoke about the personal bot assistant, financial bot assistant, or something called as a very specific topic to your domain, or let it be a medical domain kind of a mod, where you will be asking some question, and it will be able to prescribe you some kind of a medicine, right, according to this, and it will be able to check the user history as well. So that kind of a particular bot you want to build, this bot is general, having a general knowledge. It is generalized across all the domains, but you want to create some kind of a specialized kind of a bot, which will be able to perform a same task just like the chat GPT. So in that case, guys, what you have to do is you have to provide your own chunk of data here, right? You have to provide your own data, own document. And what will happen is this LangChain here, you can see this LangChain. This LangChain application framework, it will be able to take this data, and it will be able to store in something called as a external database, which is again a lot of applications available. So I try to showcase using the Pine Vector database, Pine Vector DB. So we'll try to use today Pine Vector DB, and by using the Pine Vector DB, guys, it is a free DB again. It's a free resource where you can store all your kind of a document in the embedding layer. You can perform the embedding here, and once you perform the embedding, it will be able to store in kind of a vectors. Okay, so it will try to confirm or store your information. Let's imagine you are passing this kind of a document. These documents are text. This document is not a single document, guys. It could be a book. It could be an entire book, or it could be an entire database you are talking about. Okay, entire database you are trying to expose here. So what will happen? you will take this database, it will try to split it, it will try to perform embedding, and it will try to store in the form of the vector, guys. So this kind of a vector format, it will try to store some kind of a numerical encoding, and this encoding will be stored in the kind of a vector databases, right? So Pinecone is one more example, which is a free resource available, by using which we can create a vector database. Now we can connect this vector database, okay? And by using this vector database, you can connect this vector database to your large language models. Large language model, and this is your vector database. This vector database is nothing but your external source of the data. It is your own data, which is getting embedded into word to vector format. Word to vector, a positional encoding, numerical encoding, and which is where the information is stored. This reference also you can give it to a large language model. That referencing thing or connection thing will be done by the LangChain. All right. And once you are able to perform this kind of a connection, whenever the user asks the question, it will try to search the things out here. Whenever the question asked is, it will try to search it here, as well as it will pass on to the LLM. And based on these two things, guys, it will try to generate an answer here. And once you generate the answer, you can perform a second task, like sending some email based on that task to someone, or on any particular task you want to perform, you can perform accordingly, right? So this is what the main role this LangChain will be doing. All right. I guess everyone able to understand what the LangChain will be performing the job here. So let's try to understand in detail, right? So let's imagine that you are trying to build one application, just like the chatbot. Okay, how the entire structure will look like, let's try to understand. And these are some application actually. So what kind of apps you can build upon here, right? So let's imagine the user will ask a question. Now what we have to do is, now first thing what we have to do is, this is your own data, guys. So we'll try to talk about the structure first. This is your own data. Let's imagine this data could be a database, could be a huge chunk of a data, like could be a books, could be a PDF documents, or could be any documents. Okay, could be any documents. So what will happen? First, this document will be chunked, guys. This document will be chunked, means it will be broken down into the smaller parts. Broken down into the smaller parts. Broken down in the smaller parts, and once it is broken down in the smaller parts, guys, that will get converted into a number, and that numerical encoding will be stored here in the vector database. So what is going to happen? First, you are going to take your document. Let it be any kind of a document. Could be a huge document, could be in GBs, could be in petabytes, terabytes. Okay, so that kind of a huge amount of data will be there. So it will try to break down the data, called as document chunker or parser. And once it is parsed, guys, it will try to perform an encoding, and it will try to save in the vector database. Now, what will happen? Let's try to understand. The beginning part is started here. Now, let's imagine that the user comes into the picture. User will ask a question. So the moment user will ask a question, what will happen? That question, or kind of a prompt, I will say. Now, the prompt will be passed on to for the similarity search to the vector database. Vector DB. Okay, so vector DB is nothing but your information which is encoded in the numerical format. So this information, what will happen? Whatever the prompt you are passing, so whatever prompt you are passing, it will try to find out the similar kind of information if it is available in the vector database. If it's available, so it will try to filter out. Okay, this is the filtering stage which is happening here. So let's imagine it has found some similar chunk of information what the prompt, the question the user has asked. That chunk of information, relevant info, will be passed on to your large language model. Here is the large language model. Okay, large language model could be your ChatGPT, could be Hugging Face, could be Llama. Okay, could be any model, or could be Falcon model, Mistral model, or could be a Gemini, Google Gemini. Any model you are taking here, that model will receive the information. The information will go in two ways. Let me denote the things. Like first, the information will come here, and the prompt, whatever the prompt has been asked, it will go for the similarity search in the vector database. Vector database is your own document which you have stored here, right? And then same information will also be passed on to your large language model here. So two-way communication is happening first. The prompt is going to the large language model, prompt is going to the vector database. In vector database, you will try to perform something called a semantic search or similarity search. So once it is able to perform a similarity search, it will try to pull up a similar information which is broken in the part, right? Relevant information. That information will also go into the large language model now, and large language model also receives this product. Now this information will be combined, guys, and then the answer will be generated here. When the answer will be generated, now if you don't want to display only the answer, you want to take any action. So for that purpose, there will be one agent from the LangChain. So LangChain agent will be there. What is the job of this agent? To connect to the external sources. To connect to the external sources. And let's imagine you can create any kind of application. Let's imagine. So the user comes in and asks what are the available flights today. If I want to go to Hyderabad, and then it will try to search the similar information if you have a personal database here, and then the information will go to the large language model, and then it will try to generate the information. And same time, if you want to book a flight, obviously it will try to connect to some website. Okay, what will be a website, and it will try to book a ticket. So, or this kind of information you want to perform, like you want to check your balance in the account and you want to transfer the money. So that kind of application is also possible using the agent. So the agent will try to connect to your UPI, and by using the UPI, you can transfer the money. Or let's imagine if you're trying to study something. So you are asking, what is generative AI? And can you please suggest me some short courses for the beginner? So this kind of information can also be done, and it will help you to perform a study. Like it will try to generate the resources. Or let's take the fourth example. If you are a developer, so you are writing one query, one prompt that I want to generate a code, right? Generate a code to perform a EDA. Perform EDA on this particular data. How visualization I want to build upon, or I want to build upon a dashboard. I want to build a dashboard using the Python for my this kind of a data, right? So what will happen? You can pass this information, same thing will happen. Now this agent will try to connect to a code interpreter, and by using the code, guys, it will try to generate the code for you. So along with the answer, you will get a code as well. So I am going to showcase you how it will try to generate a code. One example, I am going to showcase you the code. And second example, I will try to generate that whether it will be able to generate a text generation based on it. And then we'll try to understand one more use case, how to generate a blog. So you can write a blog. So you can generate a blog by giving some kind of a prompt, or you can perform a multiple task, like it can perform a coding, it can transfer the money, it can book the services, right? So all this kind of a task is, guys, possible. And this is how the entire architecture will look like. Okay. So let's go in the detail and try to understand what are the main components actually. So what are my main components in the LangChain? So LangChain components consist of the LLM wrapper. One is called as LLM wrapper. Second will be the chain, and third will be the agent, guys. All right. So obviously what will happen is this will be your the data set which you will having, or some kind of external database you will be having, and or could be your own company's data. Okay. So that data, by using the LangChain, you can connect to the large language model, and as well as whatever the large language model's output is coming, you can use these agents which can connect to the external API, like this one, Meta's API. This is Meta's API, or this is a Google API. And by using this APIs, guys, you can perform the further actioning, right? So action I talked about. What is action? So the job of connecting to the external APIs of this large language model is done by the agents. So agents are trying to perform a connection between the large language model and the external APIs. Okay. So that is why we require a different kind of agents. Now coming to the question of the chains. What do you mean by chains? Chains means, guys, simply what is going to happen is, chain is something called as, like, we are trying to perform a different task here, right? So this chain is nothing but it's kind of a component which will help you to connect. Let's imagine one task you are performing. So that task will be specifically converting the language, machine level language translation. So you'll pass one prompt, and then whatever the prompt you guys are passing here. So that prompt, first of all, you will try to convert it into, let's imagine you are writing in English. So that English will be translated to the German here. German, this is the task one. This is the task one for which the large language model is trained upon. Like, let's imagine large language model 1. And then once this task is done, guys, then the task 2, what we have to do is, so you have to write a blog. You have to write a blog in the German using the same information what is available, right? So that will be task 2. So to connect to different tasks of this large language model are performing, to perform this kind of a connection, this kind of a chains are used. So chains are nothing but, guys, it is trying to find out the specific task performed the large language model, or it will try to connect this different tasks together, or it could be possible that you are trying to create something called a sequential chain actually. Sequential chain means what? One task performed by the large language model, whatever the output it is generated, that output will be passed on as an input to the next large language model, and then it will be finally generating the output, final output. Okay. So that kind of a connection is created using the chains. And then coming to this LLM wrapper are nothing but your models. The large language models are called as LLM wrappers. And this large language model, guys, this can get connected by using the chains to different tasks. And in turn, if you want to connect or perform any other action, just like we spoke about transferring the money, booking the tickets, or sending the emails, or something called as That kind of a task will be done by the agents. And then in the LLM wrapper also, we have something called as a prompt template. Okay, let's try to understand what do you mean the prompt template. I'll go to these components one by one, guys. Practically, and we'll try to implement all this. We'll try to implement chains. We'll try to implement agents. We'll try to implement LLM wrappers. Okay, we'll try to understand the prompt templates as well. So what do you mean by prompt template? Means try to understand. Oh, let me write it in a better way. Actually, the prompt templates, what it talks about is, guys, let's imagine here we are trying to build something called as question answer kind of a bot, right? Question answer kind of a bot. So here we are passing different kind of a human language short questions, right? So these short questions are nothing called as prompt. Now these prompts are very dynamic, right? These prompts are very dynamic. They are not fixed. Like you can ask in any way, you can ask in any sentences, you can ask in a short way, you can a long way. So this prompt template actually, it will try to take the user prompt. It will try to take the user prompt or user question, okay? User question, and it will try to combine that user question with some kind of a internal prompt actually. Internal prompt means internal instruction for the large language model. And once we combine this both the text, guys, based on that text, it will try to perform a search and it will try to give you a result. So that is why it is called as something called as system prompt and something called as user prompt. So both that things will be combined using the prompt template. Or you don't want to hard code anything, right? So you want prompts are very dynamic. You don't want to hard code anything. You want to create something which is provided by the user, and along with the user, you want to combine your own kind of a fine tuning, and then you want to pass that instruction to the large language model. So that kind of a thing will be done by the prompt template. And the indexes, guys, indexes obviously there's something called as indexes. These indexes will try to help you to find out the relevant information, okay? To find out the relevant info from the vector databases. Vector database, whenever you try to pass your own data, right? So that are the components. Now I guess everyone is clear what are our components in the LangChain, what is LangChain, and how LangChain will help you to perform a job, right? So what is the LangChain? All right, guys, any questions, anything as of now? Please let me know if you have any questions, anything. So one by one, we'll try to implement now this kind of all the agents. Like we'll try to first take the LLM wrapper, that is LLM model. Then we'll try to build something text generation. We'll try to take the chains. We'll try to take the agents. We'll try to take the prompt templates as well. And by using the prompt template as well, we'll try to generate some code. Okay, prompt templates. All right, guys, please let me know if you have a question, anything simultaneously. We can go ahead then. All right, guys, now every day there are a lot of changes happening in the LangChain and there are a lot of updates which are coming up, right? So we guys know that every day on every month there are new models are coming up, new structures are coming up. This generative AI is completely dynamic. But still, in spite of that, whenever you're trying to use a large language model architecture and the overall architecture or overall kind of a framework for the LangChain, it will look like this one, guys. Okay. So you will have this kind of important components here. The component number one will be your model. Okay. So that model will be getting connected to the large language model here. That large language model here, it will be using the LangChain and it will try to connect to the different things. Different thing could be a prompt template, could be the chains. You guys already I spoken about the chains. So one we will have a model. Second, we'll have a something called as prompt. Third thing which will be chains. Chains will try to take the different tasks, individual task 1, task 2, task 3, and we try to combine all these tasks together and we try to give you a final result. Okay. So the combining or joining these simple tasks together is called as chains. So prompt we already spoke upon. Prompt is a prompt template where we can combine user message and system message, and then that fine-tuned message we can give it to the large language model. And then we have something called as our own model, kind of a transformer model. That model could be something LLMA2, LLMA1, okay, could be the GPT-4 or 3.5, or could be a Gemini from the Google, or could be a Mistral, or could be anyone, right? So wherever you are trying to perform the things. Now, the fourth component which will be present here will be a vector database, vector embedding, okay, vector database. So this vector database will try to access the external data or your own data. External databases, so whatever the large language model is there, right? So this large language model is already a pre-trained model. So whatever the limited knowledge or whatever the knowledge it will have, it will try to combine the other knowledge from this vector database And these agents we already talked about. If you want to connect to the any external APIs, like I spoke upon, right? So you want to book a ticket, you want to send an email, you want to send the money, some kind of a UPI, you want to join that, right? Yeah, Vijay Rathod, sir, if you want to say anything, please let me know if you have any questions, any query. All right, guys, so let's go further now. So everyone is now aware. These are the components we are going to implement, guys, one by one, okay? So let's take the, let's try to go. Guys, I'm not going to execute this code. I have already taken a snippet of code and the results. So that is what I'm going to share, because only problem is there that I don't have a key here for the OpenAI, which is a paid one. That's why I already taken the snippet and run it with other user keys, which was from colleague of mine. So, and I've taken a code for you. So I'll try to explain how to perform a coding, right? So now we're going to implement the LangChain. So in order to implement the using the LangChain and the OpenAI, what are my steps that we're going to find, right? And along with this entire code, guys, I will explain you the code, like how you can build a kind of a question answer chatbot. What we going to do now. So let's understand this way. So whatever the components we spoken upon here, right? This model, the prawn template, the chains, agents, and vector database, all these components I'll try to implement via coding. Okay, via coding using the LangChain. One by one, I try to showcase you using the LangChain, how can you bring your large language model, and then how can you perform a query. Then we'll try to bring a prawn template. Then we'll try to create a chains. And then once we create a chains, we'll try to create a vector database using the Pinecone, obviously. Pinecone database we are going to use. And then we'll try to create an agent in the end. And by using the agent also, we'll try to perform a coding. All right, guys. So this is what we're going to perform now. So first of all, if you want to build this kind of a entire large language model application, or kind of a chatbot, or kind of a text generation, could be use case, could be anything. Like you want to create your financial bot, you want to create your edutech bot, or could be any kind of agent, your personal assistant, right? So what we have to do is you have to first start with installing the requirement file. So what we will try to take in the requirement file, try to understand here. So requirement file will contain the environment variable python dot env file. Okay, so this package, let's try to understand why we require this package now. So this .env package, guys, what is the job of this package is we going to save using the .env file. This .env file will be there. This is what the .env file is there. Within that .env file, guys, we'll try to save our open API key. Open API key. Then we'll try to store our Pinecone environment name, and then we'll try to store here the API key for the Pinecone. Okay, so this will be stored in the file, which is the name of the file will be .env. Okay, .env. So because you don't want to expose your keys, right, to anyone. So for the safety purpose, we have to create this kind of a 3 variable in the file called as .env. The file name will be .env, and this .env file, guys, it will try to contain all your important keys. Okay, because you cannot display this key to anyone. So that's the reason we'll try to create one kind of a .env file. Within that .env file, you have to store your API key for the OpenAI, Pinecone, and the environment name for the Pinecone, and the Pinecone API key. Look, I can explain you, and to understand, to read the information, okay? To read the information from this environment file and try to encode that, or you can say decode that information and try to use it for pulling the code. That job will be done by this library, python-env. Okay, so that is why we require this library, python.env. All right, so everyone understood why we require this python-env. Then obviously, whatever the coding or framework we are going to use, that is LangChain. That's why I'm importing this LangChain, guys. LangChain equal to 0.00.137, this version. And then a Pinecone, this Pinecone client I am importing. Pinecone client is for the creating the vector database. All right. So before we begin, and I told you that first we'll generate this file, .env file. In env file, all your keys will be stored. Now let me show you what is this Pinecone, how we can create this Pinecone environment and APK. It is free, guys. You have to register here. So let me stop sharing and let me share the screen with you. Before that, I'll try to open this one. Okay, just give me one moment. I'll try to open this Pinecone site and I'll try to explain you from where you can generate this entire API key. Just a moment, guys. So, let me share. Okay. Now you guys can see the pine cone, right? So this is the Pinecone site, guys. This is a vector database where you can create. It is completely free. What we have to do, you have to go to the Pinecone website. You have to register yourself, okay? You have to register yourself. Once you register here, guys, there is something called as API keys. So once you click that API keys, we have an option to create a API key. And once you click on here, guys, you will get your environment name. So this is the environment name which we are storing here. And this is the key which will be generated. So let me show you. So this is what the entire application look like, guys. The Pinecone website. You have to go to this Pinecone website. Once you go to the Pinecone's website, guys, I already logged in here. Otherwise, you will get an option to log in here. You can see here the login option will be here, and you can like let me log out. You already seen when from where I have created the key, right? So this will be your web page, guys. This is how it will open. So you can continue with your Google account, or you can continue with any new user, fresh user. And once you come here, guys, it will ask you that what is your job, what you want to perform. So you want to create an internal knowledge database, you want to create a product embedding, or you want to create a chatbot production, or what kind of a things you want to create. So you have to create that index, and once you create that index, or that is called as a project, guys. And once you create a project, that will show you as a name, and then you can go this option, click API key, and you can click on this API key. It will ask you for the environment and everything, and this key will be created, guys. Okay. So this way, this is the key. So this key will be created. So this both the information will require. One is GCP, this environment name. So I have kept it as a GCP starter, and this your key. Okay. So this is what will require here. So from here, guys, you can take your entire key. So okay, guys. Okay. Ma'am, what you want me to repeat? Can you please tell me? Do you want me to repeat entire LangChain, or you want to repeat like how I can create a key, or what is the step one? Step to create a API key, Pinecone, or you want me to repeat all the steps like how we can build application? Step one. Okay, step one for Pinecone, or from entire like LangChain only? Okay. Pinecone. Okay. 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 So let me share my screen once again with you guys. Let me go to the Pinecone. All right. So now you guys can see the Pinecone. Let me log out from here. Let me show you fresh, like, okay, this will be the web page, guys. So when you come to this website, pinecone.io, okay, this is the website. Once you come to this website, this is your home page, okay. This is how it will look like. So what we have to do here, what is our main job here is, I want to store my entire user data, okay. So whatever the user data, I'm going to give it as an input to the my LLM model. So that model data, or that entire data has to be stored in a format of embedding. That embedding data has to be stored in the database. Because what is going to happen, I'm not going to pass a simple kind of a 2 files, 3 files. Let's imagine I'll be passing hundreds of files, GBs of the data, petabytes of the data. So we require some kind of a solution which will be holding our data. So that solution will be provided by this Pinecone. So this Pinecone, it is trying to provide you the vector databases, okay? So you can store your internal information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with my Google account actually. I don't want to create unnecessary one more account with the Pinecone. So I'm going to continue with my Pinecone account. So once you come to your Pinecone, guys, okay? So once you are logged in, what is your main thing? What we have to do? So it will ask you to perform certain task. Like what is the task you are trying to do? So are you trying to perform something as internal knowledge you are trying to create? This means, or you want to create a product embedding, or you want to create a chatbot kind of a thing, chatbot staging, or you want to create a chatbot production. What is the thing you want to do? So what is the use case? As per your use case, you can ask or you can go for any project here. Okay. So the project's name will be here. So you have to first create a project, guys. So you have to click here on the project application. You have to create a project. I already created a project, guys. So what project I have created, I have chosen option to create a chatbot application. And then simply I create index. This option I have created here. So you have option also to select the document loader also. So you can load your document here and you can select the project. First, you try to select what option you want to create here. So I have created this option. I want to create a chatbot production. And once I click on these things, guys, it will be able to generate this kind of a project here. Okay. So this is completely free. Don't worry. You will not be getting charged for this one. So this kind of a project, or you can directly come here on the project tab and you can create a project. Once the project name is selected and this kind of an environment name will be getting generated, guys. Okay. So entire environment name will be, you will have this environment ID. So you will have a project ID. Don't worry about this project ID, everything. And this way it will, first you try to create a project. Once you create a project, so you will get a name for your project like this one, chatbot application. And once you get a name, guys, what is your main job is now, what we have to do is, once you are trying to upload, you can upload a document, you can upload like using this one. You can upload, you can connect your database as well. Everything you can perform here. So what I'm going to do is, first I need a key, API key here. So you have an option, something called as API key. And in the API key, once you come in here, you have to click on create API key. So it will ask you to enter the new name for the key and something like that. I'm not going to create here. And once it is, you are able to write the name and it will ask you to create a key. Okay. Once you create a key, this kind of a page will appear now. Okay. API key. So here you will have an environment name. This environment name is required, guys. Environment name is nothing but kind of understand it is a project name. Okay. What is your project name where you are going to save your entire data? And then the second will be the key here. So whatever the key generated here, this key will be here. So you can copy this key and you can copy this environment name. So that is the main purpose what we're going to perform here, right? I guess everyone is clear what job we'll be doing here. So let me share my screen back with you guys again. This way, guys, we were able to generate our environment name. Okay, I think you guys can now see my screen back. Okay. Yeah, this is nothing, guys. We have not done anything. We just created a key. Don't worry, I'll go very step by step. I'll explain you everything. Okay. So let's try to understand from the beginning. Step one. Step one will be, guys, when you want to perform any kind of a programming. Okay, we have not just started anything. I just talked about the first file. First file will be my requirement file. In the requirement file, what I have to store here, I required to store here all my packages which are required to execute or to build my large language model, right? So for that purpose, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create this kind of a requirement file. This is my requirement file. Okay, one. And second file which I am creating here, it is called as .env file. Okay, .env file. Just we are talking about these two files only as of now. And for that purpose, first, in order to build my application, I require something called as my requirements.txt file. Let me write it here in bigger way. Requirement, okay, .txt. Requirement.txt. This file you have to create. What this file is? So this is the command, guys, to execute. Okay, this is the command which you have to execute once you create this file. I'll explain you this command. Okay. So what we have to do is when you try to generate or you try to create any product, right? Or we have tried to build any program, what we have to do is we have to come here. Let me show you to this way. Let me stop sharing this one and let me share you once again my VS code actually. So you guys will be able to understand what I'm talking about actually. Just give me 1 minute. I'll share my VS code with you guys. All right. So you guys can see my VS code now. Let's try to understand what I'm trying to talk about. This is my project, guys. This is my project. Okay. Let's imagine this project is where I've stored. I will explain here. So this project is actually is stored in here in this file called as model file. Okay. In the model file, this is the name of the project. This is just the folder which I have created here in my entire, you can say in my disk. Okay. So whatever the C drive, D drive, whatever drive you guys are having within that drive, you will create one kind of a folder here. Let's imagine this folder name. Okay. Within that folder, guys, what we have to do is we have to generate one file which is called as requirement.txt here. You can see this file requirement.txt. So this requirement.txt file will contain all the packages. So what it will contain? It will contain all the necessary packages, okay, and their versions. their versions to build the large language model, build the LLM. Okay. So in order to build my large language model, guys, what all the application I'm going to use here? So let me show you the same one here. So let me open my requirement. You can see it. So these are my requirement files. Actually, this is second project, LLMA model. So this just but because I want to showcase you what is the step one. Step one will be I have to create this kind of a requirement file. This requirement file will contain the name of the packages and their versions accordingly equal to their version names. Okay. Then if you try to see here, if you go and click here, let me show you from this terminal. You can click on new terminal. You can see here this path. This is the path, guys. You can see here E drive, XLR, NLP series, LLMA model, LLMA, and then model. So this is the path where I am trying to save all my files and I am generating my project. Okay. So once you go to this terminal, guys, and you created the project name here, within the project name, I created one folder. And here, when you try to come first time, when you try to build a model, you can see here the model. When you're trying to build, your environment is base environment actually. This environment is a base environment. Then later on, I created one virtual environment. You can see here. So you don't work, you cannot work on a base environment, guys. You have to create your virtual environment first. Virtual environment. So virtual environment, why we are creating? So that whatever the packages I'll be installing, whatever the things I'll be generating, so it will not try to clash with anyone, right? This is what everyone knows, why we require a virtual environment. So my first job will be, I have to create a virtual environment. You can see here, when you try to come default, it will be a base environment. Then later on, I created my environment called as virtual environment. So you guys already know the command. You can search it, right? So once I create my environment, guys, okay. So this is the path where I will be sharing or storing all my files. And within that path, guys, I am trying to create one kind of a virtual environment here. So this is my virtual environment. And once I create my virtual environment, guys, okay. So within this virtual environment, I'm going to install all my dependencies, all my packages, these packages. That is the main job I'm trying to showcase you. And once you see here, once I am trying to generate this entire project here, I will be switching to my own environment. You can see here, environment name is getting changed to VNEV. And then I have my respective path where I've shared all my files and necessary files and my, you can, if you see here, okay. If you see here, this is my model actually, LLMA model. So this is the 80 GB model, guys. This consists of the 80 GB model. The size is 80 GB. I have downloaded it from a Meta website. Okay. So this model we have to understand. Now, whatever the LangChain I'm going to use, I'm not going to directly download this model, right? I'm going to use it from the OpenAI site. OpenAI sites. I'm going to use that. So this is second option. This is about the LLMA 2 model. Actually, I'm talking about. But the working will be same. Working will be same. That we'll create a requirement file. We create a virtual environment. Within this virtual environment, guys, we are going to install all my libraries and packages which are required to run my large language model, to run my LLM model. Okay, this is the first time I'm talking about. And in order to run, guys, I require something called as my .environment file also. Let me stop sharing now. I guess everyone is now clear what I'm trying to perform here, right? So let me start sharing my screen back with you. All right. So what I have to do is I have to create this requirement file. In my requirement file, I have a python.env package. Then second is LangChain package. And third package is for my vector database, Pinecone. You guys already know. I've shown you Pinecone database, right? Yeah, guys, I will repeat. Don't worry. So I will repeat once again. Let's try to understand first what I'm going to do here. Okay. Don't worry. I'll make you understand very well. We'll go and slow and phase wise manner. Don't worry. So let me write the step one first. Okay. Step one, what I have to do here. If I want to build my large language model. Actually, there are two ways to build the model. One, you can use the LangChain. LangChain will be, guys, used in any ways. Okay. So by using the LangChain, by using the API, you're calling the model. Okay. You're calling the model. That model will be like ChatGPT kind of a model. ChatGPT. And ChatGPT also to have a two versions. One is GPT 3.5 or 4. So one way is you call your model by using the LangChain, and you whatever the website is there, openai.com, right? From that website, you are calling this model. This is the one approach. Second approach, what I have done for this LLMA model, what I have done is I have directly downloaded this model, guys. I have downloaded this large language model, which consists of the 80 GB memory, which is 70 billion plus parameters are there. Okay, I have downloaded that directly from the Meta's website. I'll show you how to download. This is not the right time actually. So I will show you once we finish our entire this setting up. I will show you from where you can download this model. And once I download that model, guys, I will be sharing that model, saving that model in my drive, in my folder. Okay, there are the two options. Once this job is done, right? So what is the first step you have to do? First step, I told you that we have to create something called as step one will be first. So there will be your drive here. Let's imagine this is your C drive. Within the C drive, you will create one folder. That folder's name, let's imagine, called as OpenAI. This is the folder name OpenAI. You will create here folder. Within that folder, guys, you will try to create one project. Let's say chatbot. One more folder you will try to create chatbot. Okay, so this is the folder name. Now what will happen here? So when you try to go this, you will, I shown you just like I shown you. So there will be the base environment first, right? So we don't want this base environment. We want to create. Step one will be first you have to create a virtual environment here. Okay, virtual env. Why virtual environment? Because whatever the packages I will be installing, it should not get clash with the some other packages. There should not be the clash of the packages with the other packages. So all my packages will run very smoothly, right? So that is why first we have to create a virtual environment. So I created a virtual environment first, guys. So the command for creating the virtual environment is conda hyphen, okay, conda create, sorry. Conda create, then hyphen n, and whatever the name of your environment, okay. So this command you have to execute, conda create in this path, conda create hyphen n. Let's imagine your environment, you are saying bot. So you have to create this by using this command bot, okay. So once you create execute this command, what will happen here is, so instead of the base environment here, okay, like I shown you in my VS Code, so the environment name will start showing here bot, and the terminal will try to showcase you this path C, then OpenAI, okay, OpenAI, then your project name chatbot, okay. And now within here we have to store all your files. You have to store all the files. Now first file, whatever the file you want to store, out of that first file will be, okay, now I can rub this one. The first file which I have to create here in order to create my model is called as requirement.txt, okay. Requirement.txt. Now why this file is required? That is the first question. Question is like in order to run my large language model, I require some kind of a packages to be installed, right? To be installed. So to install all the packages at one go, I am creating this file. I don't want to install one by one all the packages, right? So instead of that, I am creating a list of the packages. This list of the packages is nothing but this requirement file, right? So let me rub these things now. My requirement.file, what it contains? This contains the three packages actually. First package is .env. So why I require this package? Because I am going to create one second file here. The second file name is .env only. .env is the name of the file. This env file contains my keys, guys. OpenAI key, Pinecone environment name, and Pinecone key. So these keys are stored here because I don't want to display to anyone these keys. These keys are important because I paid some amount for getting these keys, right? So that is the reason. Even though the Pinecone is free, guys, OpenAI is not free. You require $20. Correct? You require $20. So I don't want to display anyone these keys, but I want to use these keys, correct, to run my model. So that's the reason I have to store these keys in the .env file. And once I store these keys, that keys will be accessed by using this package. That package name is python.env. Cool. So this is the first package which I am writing here in my requirement file. Second package to run my model. What I require, I am going to create entire programming using the framework LangChain. So I created LangChain here. And third is my Pinecone client. Why I need Pinecone client? To access my vector database, which I have stored in the website, which is the name of the website is Pinecone. This Pinecone is providing me this database facility, right? So that is why I'm calling that client to connect to this website. All right, now everyone understood what I have done. So once I created this file, I have to execute this command in my virtual environment, pip install -r requirement.txt. What it will do? It will install all the packages. Install all the packages which are required for me, right? And it will try to read also these keys for me, whatever the keys I am going to store. I shown you the way how to generate these keys, right? Pinecone. Everyone is clear about it, guys? Correct? So can we move ahead now? Give me confirmation. Can we move ahead now? Everyone understood what is the initial job you guys will be doing here? Yeah, guys, couple of confirmations. Yeah, okay. Vijaya ma'am, you are comfortable now? Can we move ahead now? Yeah, okay, ma'am. Vibha ma'am, thank you. Thanks for the confirmation. Okay. Now, guys, what you have to do? Now you have created an environment. Yeah, Anupama ma'am, thank you. Thanks you guys. So we have created it. Till now, what I have done? I have created a folder. Okay. Then I have created my environment. Environment is a virtual environment I have created. Then third thing, I have created my requirement file. I created my requirement file. Fourth thing, what I have done is I created my .env file. .env file, which contain all my keys, right? Which contain all my keys. Correct. Then once I created these things, guys, then I am executing in the fifth step. I am executing this command pip install -r requirement.txt. So it will try to install all these packages here. Okay. So it will install the packages. Okay. So in my environment. Correct. So this is what we have done. And as of now I am good to go. I can start writing my code now, right? So this is what I have done until now. So let's go ahead now. Now start writing the code. Okay. So what is the code I have to write now? Let's imagine first thing. So first thing is, guys, I have to import. Okay. Try to understand. From this .env package we have installed. From this .env, I have to import load.env and find.env. These two functions I will be writing here. And now this is the first step I am trying to do here. You guys remember our 5 models, 5 components. Okay, guys, who will try to tell me our 5 components for the LangChain? What are my 5 components? Okay, first component is my LLM wrapper. So what are my other components? Can anyone tell me if you guys remember? So we spoke about 5 elements or 5 components of the LangChain, right? This LangChain. Let's see who is the winner now here. Yeah, yes, Anupam, I'm correct. Chains, agents. I have something called as agents. I have something called as chain. Okay. Then what else, guys? Prompt. Awesome. I have something called as prompt template. Prompt template. Okay. Awesome. Vijay ma'am, correct. Prompt template. Anupama ma'am, yes, correct. Along with the wrapper, I have an index as well. Right. And what else, guys? We are missing one important thing here. The fourth component. Yeah, last component, which is very, very important. That is why we created even key for that model. For that, what is that thing? Fourth component, guys. Come on, quickly. What is the fourth component? Model. Yes, model we are talking about. First thing only. Yes, ma'am. So what is the important thing which we are missing here? We have a template. We have an index. We have a mod wrapper. We have a chain. We have an agent. What is the thing we are missing? Which we are talking about the pine cone. What is this pine cone actually? Right, pine cone is also important component for us, right? That is the fourth component we speak. Yeah, awesome, ma'am. Viva ma'am, correct. Anupama ma'am, correct. So vector database, right? So these are my components now, correct? So by using this component only, all the entire large language modeling has been done using the LangChain, right? So out of that component, guys, okay, let me rub this thing now. Out of that component, first component I'm trying to showcase you how to import this component now. That is called as our models now. I'm going to import a model here. Okay, let's try to understand. Before importing model, what I want to do here is, so whatever the .env file I created, remember, and this .env file contain all my keys, API keys, right? All these API keys. Now you can create a API key from open LangChain also. Yeah, Satyamurthy sir, thank you. It's a database, vector database. Okay. So guys, you can create like the way I shown you. You can go to Open AI website, and from Open AI website also you can generate the key. Okay. You can go to. Let me show it to you. Okay. So let me stop sharing this one. And let me go to the OpenAI database, OpenAI website actually. Platform dot, just a minute, guys, I'll share with you. Let me share my entire screen. It is very irritating actually. Yeah. So I guess now you can see my thing, right? So guys, this is OpenAI platform. Okay, OpenAI platform playground. There is a OpenAI platform. This website, if you see here, platform.openai.com docs dot API keys. Okay, so it is trying to showcase you how to generate a API key. You can generate a API key from here. Okay, so let me go to this platform actually. This is the OpenAI website. This is something called as playground actually. In the playground, you can create or you can generate different things. Don't worry about it. It is nothing but you can write, you can use any of their agents in, you can try to plug in and play, you can create some kind of a application out here. You can test their applications. Okay. So what we have to do is once you come to this website, okay, this entire website, and when you try to log in here to OpenAI, platform.openai, so you have option here. You can see here API keys. Okay. You have to click on this API key option. Now you see here my API key is already generated. So you can generate the one. Okay. There will be option here. Create a secret key, new secret key. Once you click here, guys, it will ask you to write the name and this key will be generated. You can see here yesterday only I've generated this key, right? So this key you can generate here, and now whatever the key will be generated here, you can copy that key, okay, and you can keep it in that now in the your environment variable, right? So that is what we have stored here. The same thing you have stored here as a OpenAI key. So the second key which I have stored here is the environment name for Pinecone, and this is the key I have stored here, right? So now this has to be read, right? This has to be read by my code. So to read that, I am using this .env command, right? .env package name. So that is what I am trying to showcase you here. So first I'm from this .env, I'm loading this load.env and find.env. And once you take these functions in load underscore .env, I am going to find the .env file. Means it will try to automatically find my .env file. Okay, this dot actually, let me write it in better way. So whatever the .env file I have created here, right? So it will try to find out this code and it will try to give you, yes, it is found out the file and it is able to read that file. Once you execute that, if you get a true, means it is able to successfully read your file. Okay. Once you read your file, it will have all our keys, right? So what is the next thing? How can you download the model now from the OpenAI? Now, whatever the VS code I shown you, there I was using directly the Llama model from the Meta downloaded. Now I am not going to download anything. Okay, I'm not downloading anything. I am going to directly call that model from the website only by connecting, by using the API key, right? By using the API key, I'm going to connect to this OpenAI website. And from there I am accessing my model. What model I am accessing? You can see here, Text DaVinci 03. This model name is there. So this is the OpenAI model only, just like the ChatGPT only. Okay. So I'm showing you the first component. How can you use the model? Call your model. Okay. So for that purpose, first we loaded this package. Then now what I have to do? Let's try to understand this thing. So from LangChain, see here, from LangChain.llm, LLMs. Okay. From LangChain.llms means this is our package we installed LangChain. Within that LangChain, there is something called as sub package, which is LLMs. From there, I'm importing my OpenAI function. Okay. So what this OpenAI function will do, but it will try to take the API key and it will try to load a model from their website. Okay. This is what it is going to do here. So let's try to understand. I'm calling my variable name called as large language model. I'm passing this function OpenAI. So now they have written this function internally, guys. This function will try to take the OpenAI. It will open the OpenAI, go to the website. It will try to take here from the key and it will try to connect to that website. And from that website, what I'm saying is take me this model text. So this text DaVinci 003. This is a large language model only, guys. It is able to generate a text actually. It is a text generation model. Okay, text generation model. Okay. So it is able to generate a text. You give a text, it will generate a text. Okay, that kind of a model is there. One more variant you can say to the ChatGPT. So that model I am downloading here. I am passing the model name here and passing that thing to my OpenAI function. Okay. So once I pass this, that is, guys, that's it. My job is done. Now my model is saved here in the large language model variable. That's it. Then once I have saved this, I am passing one sentence here. See here. Just like the prompt I'm passing here. Like in the ChatGPT, right? You go there and you type your prompt, it will be able to give you answer back, right? Same way I'm going to showcase you here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass this model, OpenAI model name it to text and dash Da Vinci 03. This model I imported using OpenAI. OpenAI internally using this my .uni file using the key, and it is trying to validate and it is trying to download that model in this variable name, which is called as LLM. Now LLM, this variable give my model. Now this model has been downloaded text Da Vinci model. This Vinci model, it is helping to generate the text. The job of this model is text generation. Text generation model is there. Okay. So this is one model, one model example. There will be multi-model, like you can generate the text. Okay. You can generate the video. You can generate the images, or you can generate the code. You can generate anything. As of now, we are taking simple example. We want to generate a text actually. So first component we are talking about model. So I have imported the model using this one, and I'm passing one prompt here. You can see what is the prompt I'm passing this function. I'm writing LLM in bracket. I'm passing my query or prompt. What prompt I'm passing? Explain the large language model in one sentence. Explain the large language model. Now you are trying to communicate with your large language model. Okay, so this is prompt you are passing here. See here. The moment I pass the prompt, guys, I am executed this. You can see here, I already generated output here. Guys, why I'm not trying to showcase you? Because I don't have a key with me. I'm used my colleague's key, and he has given me this executed file, right? So no one is going to willing to share, because it will go beyond $20 or so if you try to execute it continuously this key, right? So that's the reason I'm not trying to showcase you live version, but the next version which I'm going to showcase you, another large language model, I'm trying to run with you. Okay, simultaneously I'll try to run with you in the Google Colab. Okay, that is the different model from the Hugging Face. I'll explain you, right? Let's try to understand. First thing, which is very simple, you imported this model, you pass this prompt, guys. Once you pass this prompt, can you explain the large language model in one sentence? See here, this is the result generated. Correct. Large language model are the deep neural network trained on the large data set test and used for the natural language generation, such as language translation, text summarization, question answering. Correct. Awesome. So awesome answer it has created, right? Now, guys, now we're going to talk about the second thing. So this is the first component. Second component, we're going to talk about the prompt now. So how to use the prompt template here. And by using the prompt template, how can you interact with your model? Okay. So everyone comfortable, understood how you can download the model by using this any model. Instead of this text Da Vinci, guys. Now next thing you will see, I am going to open the ChatGPT 3.5 model. Okay. I'm going to open that model now. So don't worry. I'll explain you that code also. Okay. So guys, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to open a chat model now. This is a question answering model. So this is a chat model I'm going to open. So to open the chat model, what I have to do is from the LangChain.schema, I am importing this one. Let's try to understand here. And then I will try to include the prompt template as well here in the chat model. So this GPT model, right? This GPT 3.5 and the 4 model, these are the chat model, right? These are the chat model, means you can chat with them and you can generate a live data there, live text output, right? So that kind of a model I'm going to generate now. So let's try to understand how can you generate this kind of a model, or you can connect to this model, right? So from LangChain.schema, I'm importing something called AI message, human message, and system message. Let's try to understand what is this AI message, system message, and human message. Actually, human message means our user query, our user prompt. Okay. So you have to combine your user prompt. What happens when you try to pass the prompt, guys? That prompt will go in the system. Okay. So if you try to see here, there will be that prompt will be taken into the system, guys. And this system actually trying to tell our large language model. What is my large language model here? Maybe a GPT 3.5 model. So GPT 3.5 model, it will try to do an internal setting here. What internal setting it will try to do here? If I am asking one question, can you please explain? Can you please explain the generative AI? Okay, generative AI to me. Okay, so what is going to happen when I'm passing this kind of a user message, guys? Internally, okay, internally it has own messages that is called a system message. System message is a system setting message which will tell the large language model that now onwards you work as, okay, it will say work as a data scientist or work as a data science expert, and then answer this question. So this is one more prompt. So this prompt will be a system prompt, system message. This system prompt will get generated for the prompt which you have shown here. So whatever the prompt you are shown here, whatever prompt you are passing, like can you explain the large language model? So internally it will generate one more prompt here. That prompt is called as system prompt. So this system prompt and your prompt, it will get combined together. Then it will try to find it, pass it to your large language model. Okay. So that is why we are importing AI message, the human message, AI message will be output. So human message, system message. Okay. And this will be get combined into the prompt template, and that template will go to the large language model to generate the output. Okay. So that is why I'm importing this model. We can say LangChain.schema. I'm importing my AI message, human message, system message, and from LangChain.chat model, import chat OpenAI. Okay. And I'm this is the first thing. And then I'm from LangChain.models, I'm opening chat OpenAI. Chat OpenAI means that kind of a GPT model. Okay. So this is what I've done. Now then what I'm going to do is, let's try to understand here. So I explained you here also. You can see here, if you go to the playground, guys, you'll see here there is a one system message here, and this is your user message. You can see here. So user is writing a prompt here, and then internally in the background, it is trying to create one system message. Both will get combined, and it will try to pass it to the large language model. Then it will try to generate output. So just for the example, I have written you. Now, guys, what I have done, first I have created from the schema. Okay, from the schema, I have created this AI message, system message, and this message. And then I am trying to import a chat OpenAI. Chat models open, import from the chat OpenAI. Then I am going to assign this chat model. So what chat model I am assigning? This is the function, guys, chat OpenAI. Model name equal to, see this one, GPT 3.5 Turbo. This is the model. This is the chat GPT model 3.5. And then I am setting the temperature. Temperature means I am setting low temperature, means there will be more randomized answers will be given. So this temperature is the setting for creating the randomization, right? Randomization parameter, how randomly you want to select your responses to the queries, right? So this is what the temperature setting I am trying to do. This is the probability, guys. This will be between 0 to 1 settings. Okay. So once you do this setting, now your model is ready. I have downloaded this GPT 3.5 latest model, chat GPT model. Okay. So there is one more variant 4. So I am taking GPT 3.5. You guys already know, right? This model. This model I am assigned as a model name, temperature setting I have done, guys. And then I'm saving this model as a chat OpenAI model, right? So this chat OpenAI model, now what I have to do is I have to pass this message, right? System message and human message. Now human message, what I'm passing here, let's imagine here I'm trying to generate a code here. If you want to generate a Python code, so what will happen? Let's try to understand here. So what user is saying, this human message means user message, user prompt. Write a Python script. Write a Python script that translate a neural network on a simulated data. So we are asking the ChatGPT model here, 3.5 model, that can you please write a Python script to train a neural network on a simulated data. Okay. So this message when passing, guys, I have to internally write that you have to work as an expert data scientist now. So this model, these are the actually generated prompt. This is why it is called as prompt engineering. So internally also they have some system messages. Now this system message, it will try to tell that you have to work as a data scientist, you have to work as an author, you have to work as a poet. Okay. So this kind of a things it will try to tell it to your large language model, this GPT 3.5 model. So you are generating this system message, you are generating human message. Human message means your query, user query. So user is asking to generate a Python code for the training the neural network on the simulated data. Now internally, guys, here in the system, it will try to generate this kind of a prompt. Okay, internally. So you are an expert data scientist. Now onwards, work as an expert data scientist and then try to fulfill this query. Now, once you pass here, see here, I'm passed the system message, human message, and whatever the response I'll get from this, right, option, chat OpenAI, this model. So that I am passing to this chat function, right? Chat function is nothing but my model here, right? 3.5 model. And that response I am storing here in the response variable, correct? And if you try to print that response here, it has created the entire code. I will explain you in the next slide. So result I am shown here. See here. This is the result it has generated, guys, right? So it has created the entire code, guys, for the artificial neural network. You can see here model.compile, model.feed. Okay. So trend data, test data, and this is what the entire code it has generated. And it has trying to tell you everything. Information, what is the optimizer, what is the loss function, how you can generate, right? Awesome, correct? You can generate the entire Python code here to create a artificial neural network, right? Understood now how this code, it is working as a code interpreter. Now this is the multimodal option. So we have created a chart option. Prior to that, we created only text generation option. That's why I've taken a different model, text Da Vinci model. It is just generating the text. Now this is the multimodal model. multimodal model. Okay, multimodal means it is trying to do more than one job, like generating text, generating code, generating image, video. All right. So it can do a summarization as well. So guys, this is the model. So from LangChain schema, we imported plus human message, system message, and then we have generated this chat OpenAI. In the chat OpenAI function, I have assigned my GPT 3.5 model. Okay, guys, you will not be able to access this model until and unless you have a subscription to OpenAI. Okay, that is why I shown you in first place only how you can generate your OpenAI key. I have also generated OpenAI key, but that OpenAI key require the billing. Until unless you do the billing, you will not be able to access this model. Okay, GPT 3.5 Turbo. So please try to keep in mind. And then once you guys generate this model by using this function, you can pass a human message plus system message, and it will be able to generate. See here, response equal to chat option. And in that you pass this human message and system message, it will be generating an entire Python code for you. All right, guys. This Python code is generated for the treating the artificial neural network. So till now we have seen two options. One is normal option, text generation model. Now it's a multimodal option, chat open option by using the GPT 3.5. Now guys, we'll try to introduce the prompt template as well. Let's try to understand what is this prompt template. Okay. So prompt template means now what I'm trying to do is like I told you. So we have a different prompt here. You guys have understood. So this different prompt has to be provided. Like if you're writing more than one sentences, or you are writing some other combined messages, or you are trying to provide the different queries at a time. So you don't have to hard code that thing. We have something called as prompt template here. So this prompt template will try to perform that job. So what we have to do is we have to call this option prompt template. And in the prompt template, you have to pass your query. So it will try to combine the system message, the human generated message and other messages. And as a prompt, it will try to pass it to your model. Okay. So that is the job of the prompt template. So this is the second option we are calling here, second component, prompt template. So you guys already know how it will try to perform this job, right? Prompt template. So rather than doing a hard coding, guys, it is trying to generate the direct prompt for the users, combining with this using the template. So from LangChain, you have to import a prompt template. Now what I am trying to perform here, let's try to understand. I am passing one prompt, simple prompt. What is saying? You are a data scientist with an expertise in building the deep learning model. Then explain the concept of this, whatever the concept user will say. Please explain that concept in the line of a code, in couple of lines of code. Okay. So this is what the template. Now where the the prompt engineering is coming into the picture. Okay, prompt engineering. So we are trying to generate this kind of a template, guys. Prompt template. So this prompt template is generalized. I mean, whenever a person providing this kind of a explanation. So can you please explain me this kind of a subject in couple of lines of code and in one line of a code, or can you explain me AI to a 5-year child in one line? Okay. So that time, what internally how the engineering has to be done, that is created using the prompt template, right? So we are seeing here what I am trying to pass. So I am passing one template here. What template I have created here? You are an expert data scientist with the expertise in building the deep learning model. Now explain the concept of this and this. Whatever this concept will pass here as a user prompt. User prompt in a couple of lines. So this kind of a template I have created here. Okay. So let's try to understand. There will be such lot of thousands of template. You can know, right? So we have around 3,000 kind of a tokens or kind of a prompts which these ChatGPT models are created, right? So this is what they're talking about. All right. So this is what we have seen also. They are creating the pair of the template along with the completion, right? We have seen here supervised fine tuning, right? So I am created this prompt, guys, and now I'm passing this prompt to my prompt template function. So prompt template function, this is trying to take the input variable. Input variable will be concept. That means whatever the user will try to input that. And along with that, I'm trying to pass this template as a template here. So once we pass this, let's see here. So I'm printing this prompt, okay? So once you print the prompts here, the entire prompt template has created this kind of a prompt now. So what will happen now? Let's imagine. So once I have created this kind of a prompt now, so and this I have passed on to my prompt template. Now next time I'm calling my large language model, okay? So what is my large language model? This GPT 3.5 only. The same model which I have created here. Okay, this GPT 3.5 large language model, I am going to call that model, okay, here. And this model I will be calling as a LLM. Then I'm passing a prompt dot format. Okay, prompt dot format. I'm passing here the concept. What concept I'm passing here? Now user is asking, can you please explain the regularization concept? So I'm passing this regularization concept. So what will happen now? You can see here. So regularization concept will be now internally what will happen? So it will try to take this regularization and it will try to give this message here. The regularization will fit here. Okay. So you are a data scientist with the expertise in building the deep learning model. Explain the concept of regularization in a couple of lines. So this is what the final template will become, and it will go to a large language model. Okay. And once this goes, you can see here, it has created the entire narration for it. You can see here the output generated here. So it is saying that the regularization is a technique used in the machine learning to prevent the overfitting by adding the penalty to the model. Penalty useful in some of the weights and better unseen data, correct? So this is the one example, guys, how you can create a prompt templates, right? So one more example, that rather than regularization, I'll try to put one more other code, okay? Let's imagine. So I'm trying to keep the same template now, but now I am passing auto encoder now. So I want the large language model to explain me the auto encoder in a couple of lines of code. Now I'm calling the same function LLM prompt.same template I create here, and that same template has been passed to my prompt template function. Now I'm passing the concept as auto encoder. See here. So once I pass, yes, it has created the output. You can see here LLM in the bracket prompt.format in concept equal to whatever the concept you want to pass here, keyword. So once you pass the keyword, this kind of a message will generate here. Concept will become here auto encoder. Auto encoder will be fitted here, and this prompt will go to LLM here finally. And on the basis of that, this output will be generated. Auto encoder are a type of neural network used to compress and restrict the data, and all the entire lines of codes are generated, guys. Correct? Understood what is the prompt template and what is the help of this prompt template, how we can generate the entire code, okay, using the prompt template. Now the next thing which we're trying to do is, now I am going to create something called a chains now. Okay. So I will explain you the chains, how they are working, and we're going to create something called a sequential chains here. Okay. Let's try to understand chains here. Concept of chains. So what I am going to do is from LangChain.chains, I am importing LLM chain. Okay. LLM chain. So first chain I am going to create here, and that will be called a chain. And then I am going to create a second chain here, chain 2. It will be called a chain 2. And then later on, I'll try to combine both the chains, chain 1 and chain 2. And then I'll try to create a overall result. Okay, let's try to understand here what I'm trying to perform here. By using the chain, I explain you what the chain will do. It will try to combine the task 1 and task 2 and task 3, whatever n number of tasks are there, all these tasks will be combined together, and then it will try to create an output, right, result. Or what we can do is by using these chains, okay. So whatever the task 1 is done, right, so let's imagine one task is given to you. That task has been executed by the large language model, and it has created one output. So I'll call that output as a 1, O1, output 1. So output 1 will be, guys, now given as an input to the large language model again, and it will try to generate a output 2. So again, this output 2 can be given to the large language model. It will try to create output 3. So this kind of a sequence we can create, that is called a sequential chain. Sequential chain. Okay. So that is called a sequential chain. That also I'm trying to showcase you here. The sequential, simple sequential chain also I'll explain you, and one chain also I'll explain you here. Understood why? Then this is how it is trying to generate, guys, multiple responses together, right, in the large language model. So let's try to understand how to implement this chain. From the LangChain.chains. This is the package. Just excuse me, guys. Just for one moment, let me drink the water. So meanwhile, guys, if you have any questions, any doubt, please let me know. I'll share everything with you guys, this presentation code, everyone. All right. So let's try to understand this concept chain. Okay. What I'm going to do here is, I'm going to call this LangChain.chains import LLM chain. Okay, this is my function, LLM chain. Now what I have to do is, let's try to understand. I'm going to take the same example, guys. I'm going to take one generation of the concept, and I'll try to generate one more concept here, and I'll try to combine both the concept together. Whatever the text generated previously by using this keyword, I'll try to combine by using one more keyword here, and then in the end, I'll try to showcase you the entire result. Okay, let's try to understand one by one. Don't worry. So I'm calling my LLM chain. This is my function. In LLM chain, guys, I'm passing my LLM, large language model, equal large language model, which we already imported here, GPT-3, and then prompt equal to prompt template, which prompt template we have created. Remember this prompt template which we have created here. Let me go back here. So whatever this prompt template we have created, I'm using the same because I've stored that in the prompt. And the large language model, which I've created, obviously, by assigning this kind of a GPT-3 model, right? So you can see here, this GPT-3 model, this is now called as LLM here. and the prawn template which you have generated here, that is called as prawn now. Okay. So this prawn template which we have generated, this both the things now I am passing to both this prompt and template. I am passing to my LLM chain here, LLM chain function. LLM chain model name equal to LLM. This is the 3.5 turbo model, and then prompt equal to my prompt template which I have created, right? So once I pass this, guys, once I pass here, what will happen? My first chain will be created. Now we'll try to execute this chain. Okay. So I am saying chain dot run now, and within that chain dot run, I am passing this keyword. Correct. So what keyword I am passing? Autoencoder. So what will happen? So it will try to use my entire template which I have created here for the prompt, and within that template, what we have written. So you now onwards work as an expert data scientist, and please generate the explanation on the whatever the concept keyword you will find in a few line of words. So this kind of a template will get executed. This template will receive this code autoencoder. So chain.run, when I pass autoencoder, now this chain, it will try to collect. Now what this chain is doing, it is trying to combine this my large language model along with my prompt template. Okay. Along with my prompt template. And by using this, it is trying to execute my output, guys. Okay. So I am calling my large language model. I am calling my prompt template that I am assigning to my chains, and chain.run, I am passing my keyword autoencoder. What has happened? Let's see the result here. You can see here, it has generated a few lines of sentences for the autoencoder. Autoencoder are a neural network used in the different data representation supervised manner. All this blah, 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 blah. All this text has been generated now. So now I am going to create, this is my chain 1. So I'm going to create a second chain now. So chain 2 here, see here, how I'm going to create a chain 2 now. So I'm calling the same thing, prompt template. Now different prompt template I'm generating here. Previous prompt template you have seen that it is going to generate a few line of code. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take this input variable, and then the template will be this way. That turn the concept description of this concept and explain it to me like a 5-year-old. I'm a 5-year-old. Okay, this is what just like I'm 5-year-old. So this kind of a template I am generating here. Means what will happen here? So this is the second template I am creating here, prompt template. And that prompt template now, what will happen here? The prompt template, this prompt template says that take the concept which will be passed on here from the keyword and try to explain me just like I am a 5-year-old. So try to simplify this. This is what I am saying. And my first template was this one. So first template was please explain the concept in couple of lines. Okay. So it is trying to generate a couple of lines, but this couple of lines, let's say if this couple of lines, if I try to keep a concept or this kind of a lines limit as like a 300 or 200, it will try to generate a lot of many codes. That lot much code or sentences will not be understood by 5-year-old guy, right? So that is why I'm trying to create a second template now. Second template look like this way. Whatever the key you will pass here, whatever the value you will pass here, that value has to be explained in such a way that even a 5-year-old child can understand that. Okay. So I am writing second instruction here. First template is generate a few sentences. Generate the few sentences by working as a data scientist or data science expert. Then second template what I am creating, whatever the sentences will be generated here, please make this simplify those sentences. Simplify those sentences so that even a 5-year-old child can understand this. Okay, 5-year-old child can understand this. Okay, so this is the second template I am creating. See here, turn the concept of whatever the keywords will pass and explain it to me like I am a 5-year-old. Okay, and first concept is like you create a few line of a code, few line of a sentences for this concept. Okay, so concept was autoencoder. It has created a template. Now what I am going to do is I will say that whatever this autoencoder is there, please explain this autoencoder concept to me just like I am a 5-year-old child. So this is what the two chains I am going to combine here. So chain 1, you already know, autoencoder. This has created this autoencoder description of sentences. Then second template I have created this way that please explain me this keyword in a manner that I am a 5-year-old. Then I am calling this as a chain 2. I am calling my LLM chain function again. I am passing my model. I am passing my second prompt template here. Now what has happened? Whenever I am trying to create these two templates now, I am going to combine that as a sequential chain now. So what will happen? First, this output will be generated. This output will be passed on to my second template here, second chain. And by using this second chain now, I will try to simplify this entire code. Let's see here what is going to happen. I'm calling my chain, second chain as chain. Then I'm creating this kind of a template and I'm calling my model, same model. Now what will happen? And in third step, I'm going to combine the both the chain. This is my chain 2, this is my chain 1. I'm going to combine both here by using this kind of a simple sequential chain, simple sequential chain. So by using this function, simple sequential chain from the chain, I'm calling overall chain here. Variable name overall chain. I'm calling this function simple sequential chain. Chain equal to, I'm passing both the chains, chain 1 and chain 2, and verbose equal to true. Simple sequential chain. Within that, you pass both the chains and say verbose equal to true means it will try to generate the description here. Wait till it is time to run. Now, moment I try to run this, guys, explanation equal to overall chain. You can see here. Then how I am running this. Overall chain dot run, and then passing my code here, my keyword here. Okay. Now what will happen? First, it will try to generate this code, and this code will be simplified using this template so that it can explain that code, sentence to a 5-year-old guy. Okay. So see the example how it is trying to generate now. Here, I have executed this, guys. Okay. You can see here how it has generated. Okay. Finish chain. You can see this way will come, and you can see here it has created a simple languages. So through using which it is trying to generate the entire. You can see here. Prior to that, what I have done is I have set my limit to 500 words. 500 words. Okay. So this you can see turn the concept of this and explain to me like I am 5-year-old in a 500 words. So that is why you are trying to see here. I have generated the entire lot of big corpus here, lot of sentences here. Understood, guys? So this is how I created my LM chain. And once I execute my complete sequential chain by using this command. Okay. So this command overall chain dot run. Overall chain equal to simple sequential chain where I'm combining the chain. And once I say overall chain dot run, I'm passing my keyword. So it will generate this entire sentence, guys, here. Correct? So now first it generated a sentence and then try to break that sentence in such a way that it can be understood by the 5-year-old guy. And now I'm trying to generate the 500 words for that same purpose. Correct? So this is how you can use the chains, guys. So now what I have done, 2 tasks I have combined together by using the chains. Correct? So you can use it for any purpose. Like first you can generate one kind of a code, and once you generate that code, you will say, can you please explain me how to deploy this code? So this kind of a 2 tasks you can create together. So you will have an end-to-end application. Or first, what we can do is first chain you can create, write me a code to create an artificial neural network. And then second chain you can pass here, create a UI, create a user interface for this artificial neural code. Then you can combine this overall chain. So it will try to generate a UI along with the code, everything. This way you can use it for practical implementation. All right, guys. So now we have understood this. Now let's go to the concept of the vector embedding, vector store. How can you now include the external database here? Okay. You can see here, this is the entire text here. So what we going to do now? So I am going to use this entire text. Okay, whatever this text is generated, this text, guys, I'll try to first break them. Okay, this text I'll try to take here. I try to break them in the chunk of text. Means I am trying to break them into small sentences. Then once I create the small chunk of this text, guys, then I'm going to create a one kind of embedding here. And that's once I create this embedding, I'm going to save this data in my vector database. Okay. So this data I'll try to store here. So this is what I'm going to do. And this way I'll try to showcase you how to create this vector embedding and you try to connect to your Pinecone database. Okay, here. So what I'm going to do for that purpose, first step. So we have something called as LangChain.TextSplitter. Okay. So we have to call first text splitter, guys. And from text splitter, I have a recursive character text splitter. Okay. So once you call this text splitter, it will ask you this function that what is the chunk size you want to create and what is the chunk overlap. This is the 2 parameters you have to pass. And once you pass this to the function, guys, text splitter dot create a document, and within that document, guys, whatever the previous explanation we have created using this encoder and this I pass to my LangChain, all that information is called as explanation here. Okay, let's try to understand one by one. Simple thing. First, let me repeat again what I'm going to do here. So whatever the first combined chain, guys. Okay, guys, Amar has shared the attendance link. Okay, and the feedback link. You guys can go ahead and mark attendance and feedback. Okay, Guys, let's try to understand this one. Let's try to understand this one. Very, very simple thing now. We are going to bring something called as now vector database. Vector database is here, okay? Fourth concept, how to create this vector database. Let's try to understand what I'm going to do here for the vector database. Whatever this entire sentence is generated, this is my document now. Imagine this is my document. I want to store this as my own data. This has my own data. Now, to store this data, I have to break the data first in the chunks. Okay, for that purpose, we are calling that recursive splitter. And once I create the chunks, guys, I have to perform an embedding. And once I embed that, then I can only store in the database. Okay, so that is what I am going to do here. This will act as my entire own data document. And this document I am going to split here. Then by using splitting, I am trying to encode them. And once encode them, I am going to save it in the database. So let's take this data. This data will be called as my instruction. So what I am calling this as. Let me go back and check where I've stored this entire thing. Okay, so you can see here the variable name explanation. So explanation, by using this variable name, I have created this entire words, right? Entire words has been created using the explanation variable. Same variable I am going to take here. See here. So what I am trying to do, first I am importing my text splitter. From text splitter, I am importing this function, recursive character text splitter. This recursive text characters text, recursive character text splitter. Okay, this is very tongue twisting. So I am passing my chunk size, means how many words I want to break them. I want to break them in the 100 words, okay, 100 sizes. And then overlap 0. I don't want any overlap. And this function I have created here, I am passing my explanations here. Same variable where we generated entire text for the encoder. So that same variable now passing here as explanation. And then this explanation will be saved in the 100 chunks. 100 chunks. That is what the 100 chunk size I am passing. Overlap means there is a no duplication. No duplication. Overlap equal to 0. And this I am passing to my splitter. Okay, text splitter. Once I split this data, now this data will be stored here. Okay, this data will be stored in the variable called as text now. Now I will explain, show you how this text look like. Okay, if you execute this text, see here, this is how the text look like. This are the chunks of the data. Now you can check here. So one sentences each now here. Okay, this is sentence number 1, sentence number 2, sentence number 3. Now stored as a document here as a text. Okay, you can see here document number 1, document number 2, document number 3, 4. All the sentences separate. Encoder is a type of computer program become one document. Better way, think of an imaginary friend who help you to organize the things. Okay, all this data now has been stored in a different documents. So what has happened? We have created 100 chunks here. Okay, by using your data. Now, once I created the chunks, now you can check these chunks or you can check these chunks, individual chunks. I am checking the first chunk here, text 0. You can see here, first document is this one. First document says these sentences. Autoencoder is a type of computer program that will help you to learn how to organize the data in. So this become my sentence 1. This is my chunk 1. Chunk 1. Such 100 chunks are created. And now what I am going to do, I am calling my OpenAI embedding now. So I have to embed them. I have to store them in the vector format. Vector format. This is what the format I have to do. So for that purpose, I am calling my LangChain embedding dot import OpenAI embedding. Because why OpenAI embedding? Because I am going to use the OpenAI model. So whatever the format it will accept, that same format I am expecting here. And my model name is ADA, guys. ADA. This is the model name for performing the embedding for the OpenAI. I am calling my OpenAI embedding model name ADA. I am taking, and then I am passing here embeddings dot embed query. Embeddings dot embed query. And the same thing, if I pass this sentence here, see here. This text dot 0, this is the sentence. Autoencode is the type of computer program. When I pass this to my embedding dot embed query function, you can see here it is now getting converted into the numbers. This is how the entire sentence getting converted into the numbers, guys. See, this is the result, right? So we are creating this encoding, guys, embedding. Now, once I create this embedding, now what I am going to do is I am calling my LangChain dot vector store. I am calling my Pinecone. From the Pinecone, guys, now I initialize my Pinecone database. So Pinecone dot initialize, I am passing my key, Pinecone key. Sorry, Pinecone key, guys. I am passing my environment name. Once I pass my key and environment name, my entire Pinecone agent will be ready. Now what I am going to do is I am passing one index here, LangChain quick start, and Pinecone dot from index. You can pass the text, you can pass the embedding, and you can pass the index name. This way you can perform a similarity search. Now let's do one similarity search. Okay, So pinecone dot from document. This is the function. So where we can search now whatever the entire information you have stored. If new information comes in, you want to search here. This is the format. Search equal to pinecone dot from document. You have to pass the text, what you text you are passing, the embeddings and the index name you have to pass here. Okay. And once you pass this, let's take this example. I am passing what is the magical about the encoder. So this is the text I am passing. So it will do a similarity search, and then similarity search will take this query and it will try to do this search on this one, this pinecone function. Okay, pinecone from document function, and then it will do a similarity search. And once you search that, see here, it has stored the search here. Your autoencoder has a special magic trick, correct? So you have passed this magic about encoder and the similarity sentences. Now encoder has a magic trick. Okay, so that kind of a sentence, now similar sentence has been pulled up from your database by this similarity search function, correct? So this is what it trying to do, guys. I know it is very complex. I can understand this, but I'm going to provide you with a simple example. I have provided you guys this one. Okay, similarly, guys. So this is on once you have done this search, you can go back to Pinecone. Here, in the Pinecone database, guys, you can see here LangChain quick start. This is the environment name. Index we have passed in. Okay, so you can see here total 13 vectors they have found out as a similarity search. Okay, cosine similarity they have used here, and you can see here how many vectors it has searched and how many dimension it has and how many result it has shown you. You can see that in going to the UI of your Pinecone console, and you can check here that whether that entire query has hit your Pinecone database or not. And what is it has hit, guys? You can see the environment name here. You can see the index name and how many result it has fetched, how many vectors it has fetched for the similarity search. Right? So you can check here as well. Okay, guys. So this is agent. I am not going to explain this agent. This is a very self-explanatory. So I'm going to leave it to you. This legend, this code is there, guys. So this agent, what we will try to do is you can see here from the create Python agent. From the agents, LangChain agents, we are creating this agent, guys. I will explain. I'm not going to explain in detail, but I'll tell you in one-liner code. This is a very simple one-liner code. If you want to create a agent now, what agent we are going to create? One Python agent means it is trying to connect to the Python language and it will try to generate a code. So I am trying to call this LangChain.agent, create a Python agent, guys. And this from Python, I am importing this function Python REPL, and I am importing also my OpenAI. Okay. Now agent executor equal to what I am trying to see here, what I am trying to generate here. My entire aim, guys, that whatever the code I am going to pass here, Python code, it has to be executed here and the result should be shown. You can see here result has been shown. So now in order to create this kind of things, I have to connect to the Python editor. Then Python editor is getting connected by using this generator. This agent I am generating Python agent. This Python agent will call this Python REPL tool. And this REPL tool, guys, this whatever the query you will pass, it will try to generate that query. It will try to create a entire thing. It will try to solve the problem, Python code problem. It will give you a result here. So that is what we're going to do here. So for that reason, from the agent, I'm calling Python agent, Python REPL tool, and OpenAI I'm calling here. Agent executor equal to create Python agent, and I am passing my model, language model, LLM. Temperature, I am passing maximum token. How many tokens I want to return the result. And then cool equal to means what is the function I am using here is a Python REPL tool, interpreter tool. And once you create this agent, guys, so agent.execute, you can pass any kind of a code here. So what I am passing here, see here, please find the root of an quadratic equation. So this is a mathematical function I am passing here. So that will be solved using the Python interpreter. You can see here, I need to solve the quadratic equation, action equal to Python REPL. Then you can see here entire thing internally how it is trying to solve. So thought equal to, I can use the numpy function to solve the equation. Then use the Python REPL. Then input the numpy dot root 3 2 minus 1, 3 2 minus 1. And then see here, I know now the final answer is minus 1.0 and 0.233. This is my, so step by step, this is the chain of thoughts. This is chain of thoughts, guys, right? So step by step, entire bifurcation, what it has happening in the background, guys. By using this, you can connect to any agent. Okay, this is what the simple thing is there. All right. So guys, let's. I guess you guys have enjoyed this entire thing, right? So I want you to showcase you the Google Gemini API as well. Any question, guys, as of now? This agent is very simple. You can call any agent. This code I am writing you only in the 2 line of a code. You can call any agent. and you can solve any mathematical problem, any kind of a problem using Python as well, right? So I guess everyone understood now how to use chain, how to use the prompt, how to use the vector database, prompt template, and the wrapper model, right? So guys, we still have a 10 minutes. Okay. So in 10 minutes, I want to showcase you the Google's new API, Gemini large language model. Okay. How this large language model works upon for Google and how can we execute that. Now, what 10 minutes are I think sufficient, guys. Hope you guys will agree to me. So let's do this one. Let's try to use this Google Gemini large language model and try to execute some code using it, right? We try to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to call this Gemini model first by using the API. We'll try to create one API. I'll showcase you how to create a Google API. Then what we'll try to do is we try to generate one text from the text input. That is the first task we can do. Then we can generate something called as, we give a text, guys. We give a image and it will try to generate a text for us. And then we can perform something called as multimodal conversation. Okay. And we can create an embedding as well for this one. Yeah, guys, I'm going to share this PPT as well, okay, with you guys. All right, guys, so are you now ready to test this Google Gemini large language model? I hope you'll find it interesting. 10 minutes are sufficient. I'll try to showcase you. I know the time is very limited here. I wanted to showcase you one more model actually, how to create a chatbot using the OpenAI. Now I almost shown you most of the part, but I wanted to showcase you with the this one also, with the UI as well. Don't worry. So let me stop sharing my screen and let me share with you the other screen as well. Just a moment, guys. Right. Alright, guys. So now you can see the Google Gemini API. Now, guys, you can directly search that from this link, collab.research.github.google generative AI. Okay. And from where you can find this link. Let me share my entire screen only so I can explain you from where you can get this kind of thing. Right, guys. So if you come here, okay, guys, this is the site. Okay, this is the site we are talking about. So ai.google.dev, this quick start. Okay, so this is the Gemini API which is available, guys. The recent large language model which has been given by the Google. Okay, so let's try to understand how we can do it. So we'll try to use this Gemini model, large language model, and we'll try to perform some task. Like we try to generate one task and we'll try to create one image and we'll try to see if that image, once we give that image, whether it is able to generate a task from that image. Okay. So for that reason, guys, I am going to showcase you this one. So you have to click on run this in Google. You have to come here, guys. You have to sign in. Okay, click on sign in here. Once you sign in using your Google ID, this page will open here and you can go to click on Python. This page will come here. Okay. So this page will try to show you how you can start using Google Gemini model. So this is what the page is coming here. So directly this is the link. And once you click on this run in Google Colab, guys, this link will open in the Google Colab like this one. Okay. So once you open, guys, okay, once you open this one, what you have to do is you have to come here now. It is first step is now you have to install this entire package, Google Generative AI. Okay, so let's execute this one. Pip install Google Generative AI package first. Okay, so let's click this one and let it run. So once it run, guys, it will try to install this package Google Generative AI. Okay, here it is now trying to generate this thing. Okay. So this is the package we'll require to access the Google Gemini model. All right. So this Google Gemini model will be required to check this API or to run this Gemini model. Okay. So for that purpose, we are trying to install first our Python package. The package name is Google Dash Generative AI. Okay. So it is running. So wait. Okay, it is done now. So now, guys, once you install this package, now we'll try to install the import the packages. You require path lib. You require text wrap. Okay. And from generative AI, you want the Gen AI package. And then, guys, to generate the UPI keys, API keys, and this display and markdown package you require. This display and markdown, guys, I will show you what is. Display and markdown means once you try to run any code, okay. So this kind of a documentation will be generated. For that reason, you require this markdown, okay. Markdown is nothing but the same thing, okay. So this markdown and display about the same thing. Google Colab.user data means from the user data, it will try to take your UPI key. Now, how to generate the UPI key? It is also written here. I'll show you how to generate this UPI key, guys. Okay. So you have option here, get an API key. Once you click here, guys, get an API key. So it will ask you to take you to this website. You can click on this website now. This is Google website only. And now here you have option here. You can see here. Create API key in a new project or create an API key in the existing project. So you can click on anyone. And once you click here, guys, the entire API key will be generated here. You can see here API key generated here. Right? So yesterday only I have generated this API key. So simple thing is that you can come here, you can generate, click here, you can generate an API key. All right. So let me go back to my file. So first we have to install this package. Click install Google Generative AI. Then you have to import this library. In this library, we have a generative AI package, text wrapper package, user data package to access your key, and then this markdown to showcase you the result, okay, in terms of the documentation. And once you perform this task, guys, what you have to do is now you have to generate a key by this link. I show you how to generate the key. Now you are ready. Now, okay, you are ready now to start using this API. Now what we have to do is we have to create one environment variable here, or you can create an environment variable, or you can create a configuration here to get your Google API key, okay. So what we have to do is Google API key equal to user data. This function is there, right? User data. So this user data function, it will try to take your key directly and user data dot get this Google API key. Okay. So this one way, or you can say this way also. You can create one environment variable OS. First, you have to import OS variable, this OS package from os.environment. You have to create a name Google API key, and this is my key, guys. Okay, I'm not going to give you this key, obviously. So this is my key. You can directly pass your key here, and this is what you. There are two ways. Once you can create user by using this command user data dot get Google API key, or you can directly write here by importing the OS library. From OS library, you have to import os.environment. Then Google API key equal to your API key. Whatever the key will be there. Okay. Don't worry, it is a free, so I'm not going to give you mine. You can generate your own key. Okay. Once you get this key, guys, okay, what is the next job now? So let's try to understand this one. Next job is you have to list your models. Okay. So this key you have passed in. Prior to that, you have imported the necessary packages, and then you have installed this package, which is called as Google Generative AI. Okay. Three things we have done as of now. Okay. Let's try to understand now. So what I have to do now? Once I created my key and stored my key as a Google API key, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to list my models. What are the available models from the Google? So Google has providing two models, guys, here. Okay. So in Gemini, there are two variants. One is Gemini Pro and Gemini Pro Vision. This Gemini Pro Vision model is used to work with the image data, okay, and the video data. And this Pro model is for the text generation, okay, for the text generation. So let's try to understand what I'm trying to do is for m in generative AI dot list the model. This is the function I'm executing. And if generative AI content in dot this generative model, print the name of the model. So don't worry, just execute this command and it will try to show you what are the models available. One is Pro model, one is Pro Vision model. Okay. So what we're going to do, first we'll try to work with the Pro model, then I'll explain you a Vision model as well. So let's try to understand here. I'm trying to generate a text data, guys, first here. So model equal to what I'm going to do, model equal to I'm trying to take this Gemini Pro. Okay. So generative AI dot generative model. This is the function name, generative AI dot. This is package name, generative AI. This is then there's a function name which is called as generative model. And here I'm passing Gemini Pro. So there are two models, one is Pro and Pro Vision. So I'm taking first Pro for the text generation and saving this as my model, guys. And once I save this, let me execute this one. Okay. So prior to that, I have to first run the other files as well. So let's run this one as well. First, I run this generative AI, then I will import the packages, guys. Okay. And then once I import my packages, I'm going to execute my Google API key also. Then I'm going to configure that key. Okay. And then I don't need one. And then I'm going to enlist my models. Okay. So model are now executed. Now I can assign this model here. All right. So model is now assigned, and now let's check the model here. So you can check the model name here. So see model equal to generative model equal to Gemini Pro. So model is now assigned in my model variable. So how to assign generative AI dot generative model Gemini Pro? I have assigned this, right? Now what I am going to do is I am going to now pass one query here. What is generative AI? Okay. And this model dot generate the content. This is the function name model dot generate the content. I am passing this generative this key guys here prompt, sorry. So what is generative AI, and it should be able to give me the answer. Now you can see here the CPU time is this many milliseconds it is taking to generate the response. Okay, so response equal to model dot generate content. Okay, this is the function model dot generate content. Here you have to pass your prompt, guys. So I'm passing this prompt here. Let's see how it is able to generate the content. Let's check this one. So Pro model we are using here, and let's run this one. Let's check how it is able to generate this one. Okay. Okay, guys. So within 161 millisecond, it has generated. Okay, and it is able to generate the entire thing. So you can see here it has generated what is generative AI, and that has been stored in the response. I will show you now. Once you have generated this, now to mark down. This is the function. Okay, to mark down, and within that you have to pass your response dot text. Okay, so let me run this response dot text now. Okay, so see here entire content it has created, guys. For generative AI, what is generative AI? What is content creation, art design, how it is used? What are the some kind of examples here? Right, awesome, right? Awesome. So within one line or two line, guys, you are able to use the Gemini API, and this in the Gemini API you are using this kind of a code now. Now, guys, once you are able to execute now, let's change the prompt here. Let's them. I'm going to give a different prompt, and let's see if it is able to if it is able to see that whatever the prompt I'm executing here, okay, whatever the prompt I'm executing, that whether that prompt has been blocked or not, okay. We try to check for the ethical purpose. So I'm say how to hack a Wi-Fi, password, and this I'm passing here. Let's see whether it is able to generate a text or not for this question. Okay, so you can see here very less seconds are taken. Previously it was 161 millisecond. Now it has took only 64 seconds. And let's try to check what response it has generated now. Let me see here. So it is saying awesome. It is saying it is unethical and illegal to hack someone Wi-Fi password. So hacking in someone network can be a serious offense. Awesome, guys, right? So you can see here this model is now really amazing model. So within this many millisecond, guys, it is able to give you answer back, right? Only thing is now we are not created UI. Otherwise, you could have seen same like ChatGPT, right? So, and guys, what is the beauty of here is now we can check the entire internal architecture, that whenever it is trying to block this query, right? So whenever we pass this kind of a illegal question, and when it is trying to block this and try to generate this, now you can check that different category. So on which category now it has identified my prompt, okay? Whether it was a harmful category, whether it was a harmful category speech, whether it was a category harassment, whether it was a category dangerous content, okay? So that is called as response.prompt feedback, okay? Response.prompt feedback. Let me run this one and check here. See here, the sexual content was negligible, okay? The hate speech was negligible. The category harassment was negligible, and the dangerous content was negligible. It will try to give you a parameters, right? And then on the basis of the parameter, it will try to generate a code here. All right. So means you can check here on which parameter, okay, on which parameter it is trying to generate the entire code, guys. Okay. Response. Awesome, right? So let's do one thing. Now we'll try to check the second API. Okay. So you can see here if you're trying to pass this kind of a question as well. So you can stream that also. Stream means it will try to like the moment you try to run this code, guys, it will try to showcase you below how that entire text is generated. Okay, I'm not going to run that. I'm more interested in this kind of a thing now. So I am going to pass one image here. Now we'll try to test this pro model, guys. So I'm going to pass one image and it should be able to generate a text out of it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass this, okay, this kind of image now. Let's run this image here. Okay. All right. So this image, now I'll try to show you what image I'm passing this by using pil.image.open. I'm passing this image. Okay, this is the image I'm passing it. Okay. So prior to that, I will pass one more image. Let's remove this image and passing it. We try to pass two images and let's check this image. Okay. So this image, if you are able to see, guys, I am passing the different coins of the US, half dollar, nickel, dime, penny, and quarter. Now this image I am going to pass to my vision model here. Model equal to generative AI Gemini Pro Vision. So let's call this model. Right. And then guys, once this model is been assigned, now I'm going to say model.generate content. I'm passing my image. Okay, same image which I am created here. Same image I am passing here, guys. And once I pass the image, it should be able to generate a text around that image. Okay. So let's run this and to mark down response.text. Okay. Let's see what kind of a text it generates for this image. Okay. So we should be able to generate the content, right? What is this image and all about? So let's see here. It has generated the image shows a penny, nickel, dime, and quarter and half a dollar of US flag. Awesome, right? So guys, you can pass this image and it can generate it directly within milliseconds. You can generate this kind of a entire sentence and description caption around it, right? Or you can write the entire, let's imagine you are saying model.generate content. You're saying write a short engaging blog post of this picture. It should include a description of this one, right? It should increase a description of the picture and it should be a talking about the photo output, right? So this kind of a prompt I'm passing and same thing I'm calling here model.generate content, but this time I'm asking it to write a detailed view. Okay, and let's run this one. Let's imagine this one, how it will be able to generate the text. So let it run, and this is the last command here. And to mark down this response text, and let's see how it generated the text. Here, guys, it has created the box quote on this image. Have you ever wondered the most valuable coin in the US? Right? Or let's run one more time here. And this one. Okay, so it has created, see, it has created the description also, right? Awesome, right? Rather than one sentence, it has creating like what is penny, most common coin in the United States, how it is most common coins look like. Further, the blog post will explore the more 6 common coins in the United States, says penny, half dollar, right? So you can see here how the entire power of the Gemini, right? Those two models they have seen here, pro and normal model. So this is really awesome model, guys. I wanted to showcase you the latest model and how we can use. This is the free model, guys. This is the free model. You can generate the key. You can download these libraries, and once you can download the library, you can use the model Pro and Pro Vision, guys. And you can start generating the text. You can generate the video. You can generate the detailed text. You can generate even image. You can generate a blog, guys. All right. So hope you guys have enjoyed the entire okay, session. So guys, I think we should conclude here today. I wanted to showcase you many more things, but the time has the limitation now. It's already like 8 minutes late. I know, but hope you guys have enjoyed today's practical session, how to create entire large language model application using the LangChain and also using the Google Gemini also, which I have showcased you here, the latest this month model only. So hope you are able to understand this. Yeah, guys, I will share these notebooks. Don't worry. I'll share these notebooks with everyone. So now I guess everyone is able to understand what is large language model, what is generative AI, what is open AI, how can you perform this entire programming using this generative AI, right? I guess you guys, today's session was very, very useful from the practical implementation as well. So guys, if the time permits, I'll try to showcase you also the Llama model, which is also a free model like Gemini. So we'll try to make a use case around it, like how to generate a blog or how to generate the things. using this, or how to generate a chatbot kind of a thing. So in upcoming session, I'll try to keep this kind of a models. So how to take this LLMA model from the meta and how to generate this kind of entire large language model use cases, text generation, image captioning and all. And I'll try to also include one more live chatbot using this one. Okay. So guys, that's it from my end. I hope this was very complex topic. I can understand. We were able to understand entirely the architecture of the GPT, large language model, generative AI model, what kind of a process happen, what is SFT, what is proximal quality optimization, what is reinforcement learning with the human feedback, and what is this entire things, right? So hope you guys have enjoyed entire series, and I'm looking forward that we'll try to make more such series with more and more practical implementation. So thank you very much, guys, from my side, and hope we'll continue to learn. And I wish you luck for your future large language model learning. So meanwhile, guys, if you have any question or any doubts, so now Irshad is asking when you will be available for future help. Yeah, guys, it depends on you guys only. So Kalpana ma'am, thank you for your kind words. So don't worry, guys. You'll get a notification from the EDL team and Amar and other XLR people. They are planning to arrange much more session of this one. So don't worry. We'll try to continue our journey of the generative AI, not only with the ChatGPT, but various models. Okay. Llama model, Gemini model. Then we'll try to understand with the some other model also how to perform this kind of open source modeling, which are free. Okay. So guys, if you want to speak anything, I guess Amar, they can unmute themselves, right? Today, if you want to express your feedback. So guys, whosoever want to speak, you can go ahead and unmute yourself, and please let us know the feedback, and please let me know your thoughts around it. You can unmute yourself one by one, guys, and let me know whether you enjoy these sessions and all. Dharam sir, please go ahead.
Vikas, I think Vikas, you and Amar XLR team, it has been a wonderful sessions for the 5 days, and it was so informative. And thank you both of you. And definitely we look forward such as sessions in future. And also maybe I will contact you for any FDB programs you will be conducting for the faculty for the institution. That also I'll be maybe talking to the Amar or concern or you. I will reach out to you. So once again, yeah.
Yeah, sir. Please reach out to Amar and EDL team.
Yeah,
So they
I will
can
reach
help
out, Amar. Yeah, and thank you very much, Vikas, for your time and knowledge share.
you. Yeah, okay. Hope you enjoyed and understood now generative AI.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a fully technical person, but
Yeah.
I could able to grasp some of the basic principles and applications.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir. Thank you. Yeah, guys, please unmute yourself. Go one by one and let me know.
Hi, Vikas.
Yeah, Irshad, please go ahead.
Yeah. Really appreciable with your energy, what you have given for the whole session. Like non-stop, you were talking, and the each and everything, whatever you were telling it, was very informative, and you tried to give all the concepts very clearly. So definitely, and also as Dharam sir said that definitely we will look forward for our institute also for next session. Hope so. We'll get the information of your contact information from the other person.
Yeah, Amar, you can speak to Amar. We'll try
Sure.
to
I'll
arrange.
speak with Amar. Yeah.
We'll try to arrange a few more sessions like this way.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Irshad. Thank you for your kind words, guys. This is just the beginning, guys. What is the main concept in my mind was for this session is like people already knew that there's only one tool which is ChatGPT. So I wanted to buzz this myth that ChatGPT is not the only tool. So there are a lot many tools which are available, and this entire arena is called a generative AI. That was the main motive behind this session. So we wanted to make you people understand that the going forward AI is not only AI, it is a generative AI. And that ChatGPT is just single tool, guys. So there are a lot of tool, lot of dimensions happening. So going forward, we'll try to cope up with the all the updates, and we'll try to bring you more and more such series where you can understand like Mistral, Llama 2 model, or like Gemini 2 I was talking about, right? So we'll try to conduct such things, guys, which will be very helpful for you. And these are not just for the study purpose. You can see same models are used by the corporate nowadays. So I'm going to give you the latest kind of a model, latest implementation and everything. All right. So yeah, thank you very much, guys, for your kind words. So whosoever want to speak, please go ahead then. Yeah, feedback from Yeah, Amar, please share once again the feedback. Nayak sir is asking for one.
Yeah, sure.
So guys, yeah, let me see. Mahavir Dev Mane sir is saying, okay, great session. Thank you very much. Viba is saying, yes, yes, guys, you can contact to Amar and you will get information. Then Aisha ma'am, thank you very much for your kind word. Then Bhavna, thank you very much. Viba, thank you. Irshad already spoken. Ja, Puna, Cha, yeah, thank you very much. Kalpana ma'am, thank you. You can contact to Amar and you will get the relevant information. Okay. Yeah, guys, please unmute yourself. Yes, sir. Nayak, sir. Please go ahead. Sir, can you hear me? Please go ahead. We're not able to hear you, sir. Hey, guys, whosoever want to go, please go ahead. Unmute yourself. You can speak. You can give the feedback. Any questions, guys? Anything to share? Anyone would like to express themselves? Guys, you can unmute yourself. If you want to speak, please go ahead. Unmute yourself. You can start speaking. So we have 2 more minutes and then we try to close the meeting. Okay. You can write me as well, guys. If you are not able to speak, you can write your feedback as well in the chat box. Okay. Hey guys, please go ahead. Please let me know your thoughts. Please unmute yourself if you want to speak. Go ahead, please. Okay, guys, anything else? Last 1 minute. Please let me know if you have any questions, any doubts, any suggestions, guys. You can go ahead, let me know. Right. Okay, then, guys, if no further questions, thank you very much and hope you guys have enjoyed the entire series. So looking forward to bring few more series like this one and hope you guys will be able to participate and get a knowledge out of it. So I wish you very luck for this entire series, guys. Okay, when we're sharing this notebook. Yes, ma'am, I will be sharing this notebook in 24 hours. It should get uploaded in the LMS portal. So I am already sharing this today with Amar. So it will get uploaded in the LMS portal so you can have a reference from them. All right, guys, if no more further questions, then we'll try to conclude our session here. And then I wish you happy new year, guys, in advance because we'll be seeing you in the next year only now. So wish you a happy new year and looking forward to learn more from the generative AI side, right? Thank you very much, guys. And thank you once again. Thanks for your support and cooperation. And thank you, Amar, for throughout your support, and all professors. Thank you very much for your engaging, what you can say, for your enthusiasm and engaging participation in the entire series. Right. So, guys, thank you very much, Amar. Then please go ahead and close the session then.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for such a wonderful sessions. And dear participant, the most important thank you to you, because without your participation, it's not possible. And 3 of the colleges who collaborated with the XLR, Bharati Vidyapith, then NRI Institute, and Srinidhi Institute of Science and Technology, Hyderabad. Thank you so much for collaborating with the XLR. So coming to the certificates. So dear professors, those who attended 60 and more than 60% of the session, they will receive their certificate via registered email ID within 7 to 8 working days. I will repeat once again. So coming to the certificates, those who attended 60 and more than 60% of the session and they mark their attendance on a daily basis, they will receive the certificate within 7 to 8 working days via your registered email ID. Okay. I hope it's clear. If anything, let us know. All of you are given you the access of the LMS. You
Hello,
will get
sir.
all the recorded sessions as well as the material over the LMS, and that will be with you for lifetime. You can access that anytime. And going forward, if you
sir.
feel that after 7-8 days, if you feel that I mark my attendance and it's more than 60%, but there is any technical problem, definitely feel free to reach out us at edl@xlr.com. Okay. If you are facing any difficulty with the LMS as well, drop an email. Our team will check your account status and they will let you know. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yes.
ma'am. Please go ahead.
Sir, I just wanted a favor, you can say that, because as I'm working onto a cloud domain, can I, have, cloud related some, FDP?
Yeah. Amar, ma'am is asking whether we are going to conduct any FDP sessions related to the cloud series, okay? Cloud technology.
Yeah, definitely in the future there will be FDP on the cloud. But as of now, we are running one SDP, and in that we are taking the cloud computing plus DevOps. So you can go through that sessions. That will also help you.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
60% means 3 days attendance. Please tell me. Yes, definitely. You're right.
Dr. RM Sawant sir saying I forgot to mark my attendance. Sorry, sir, we can't help you because that link is live only for that day only. So sorry for that. We cannot help on that. Archana ma'am, you want to say something?
No, sir, my question got solved.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, guys, before we close the meeting?
Okay, then I think it's time to wind up for the day. Thank you so much, all of you, once again. Have a nice day. Bye bye.